Hello, it's your boy, Cornelius. You see what my shirt says? I'm America's nightmare and my ancestors' dream. Now, why would I be wearing a shirt like this in 2023? Especially when my ancestors went through so much so very long ago and I should just simply forget about it. Not so fast, people. It's not going to happen. The reason I say that I'm America's nightmare and my ancestors' wildest dream, excuse me, is because my ancestors were not allowed to read or write. They were not allowed to receive an education. They could not participate in our democracy. They weren't able to vote and certainly not allowed to run for office. Now, fast forward to the here and now. I write and release content at will, not just these YouTube videos, but long before I started doing these videos, which I just started, by the way, um, I have been writing books. So not only can I read, but I also can write. Education. I have made education a priority. I have multiple degrees. I'm currently in two different programs right now. One with Regent University for another master's degree, and one with Cornell University for a doctorate degree. So, in neuroscience, which means that I get to live out what they were incapable of doing simply because of the restrictions that were placed over them. And then when it comes to voting and taking part in our system of democracy, I ran for office right here in the state of Florida. So I am living my ancestors' dream by doing the things that they couldn't do. And I move freely through all spaces without restriction, pretty much because I made a decision that I would primarily work for myself. I have no boss. I have no one who can tell me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And I don't call and has never called anyone my boss because I recognize that my ancestors had to refer to people as boss. So for those of you who are in the workplace, I simply say give people their respect. If they're your supervisor, call them your supervisor. They're your manager, call them your manager. They don't call nobody your boss because our people had to do that. Now, for those who may not understand why I say our people, my people, I'm talking about black people because of what America imposed on them, as well as the need to make sure that we do not allow other groups to tell us that we should forget about our history. Slavery was a long time ago. Leave that stuff back there. There's no need to continue to talk about it. But however, there's still challenges in 2023 that mirror 1963, which is a part of the civil rights movement, which also speaks to the history of oppression here in America. They want you to forget, or want me to forget, or black people to forget about history. But they're not willing to forget about the Civil War in the Confederacy. The South will rise again. That's the hope of many. You see, the Civil War lasted from 1861 to 1865, approximately 4 years and 44 days. The true 444. Now, there's a meaning behind that, which means clarity and decisiveness. So at that point, when the Civil War ended, that is what we were able to get clarity, and a decision was made. But yet, Black people were still not free. And in many cases, still aren't free because there are so many restrictions being placed on our people, even of this day. All kind of laws and legislators, excuse me, from across the country jumped into action after the 2020 election because, oh my God, we gotta make things more challenging. All kind of lies were being told and put out there, and this is not a matter of opinion. These are facts, my friend. And then you fast forward to the whole CRT, the banning the books. They're trying to teach people to hate other kids and hate themselves through history. All of these new laws are really intended to protect one group of children while denying every other group of children an adequate education in history. They don't want you to know about Jim Crow and oppression. How dare you even talk about oppression? Because It's not even a thing. In the state of Florida, the governor has made it a law to remove diversity, not just from institutions, but also companies, right? So these things are a problem. So now a lot of people who are qualified in DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, they may be out of jobs, so they may have to reframe the name of those operations. Crazy, but yet you or some of you may have a problem with the shirt that I'm wearing. Well, guess what? Keep your problems to yourself because I'm going to continue to wear it. And because no one can call me into their office and say, hey, we got wind of a video you released and we think you need to take that down because you're an employer of this company and we are afraid of any pushback we'll get. That's not my truth. True freedom, my friends, at least in my opinion, comes through the freedom to move as you desire. And that's what being an entrepreneur affords me the opportunity to do. My ancestors were forced to work for people. I cannot be forced to work for anyone. Now, I understand everyone has to have a job to support themselves. So I'm not encouraging anybody to quit their job because I'm not going to take care of you. That's first and foremost. But what you have to understand is shirts like this, messages and statements that say that I'm America's nightmare does not mean that I'm anti-American at all. You dare not say that to me because I'm someone who served for 2 decades serving this nation in the military. So where some people who claim to be patriots simply sit at home and buy stuff off a line to say that they're patriotic, I've already proven myself, so I don't need your validation. I'm just throwing it out there. And I'm sure that this video may very well get some trolls along the way. I'm cool with that. You understand? Because I'm built to back up anything that I say. Now, whether you like what I had to say in this video or not, that's up to you. I'm not here to go back and forth with anybody, but I laid out the facts that basically you, or America, shall I say, is trying to restrict people from addressing the oppression that has happened throughout this country. You still got Confederate monuments all throughout the South. You still have high schools named after these people that you call, that America calls heroes. Those people were not heroes. To be honest with you, they were traitors. Not only were they traitors, they were losers. The Confederate were losers. That Confederate flag is a symbol of losers, just like the Nazi flag is a symbol for losers. But yet you have some people in America who will willfully fly it. But tell you what you do not often see. You don't see other groups who have been victimized by this nation with symbols consistently reminding them of what took place with their ancestors or their people. But black people do, right? And I understand it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to talk about the issues and whether or not you have an issue with it. That's your issue, not mine, because I'm just putting out the facts as they are. So until the next time, man, I want you guys to continue to be who you are, do what you do. I know I'm talking real fast, but that's okay. If you listen carefully, you'll catch everything that I'm saying. And to the next time, stay encouraged, be the best version of yourself, and I'm out. Peace.